Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel. I'm your host for LT Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Bold and Bougie. This is season 1. I believe that this is episode 5. Shout out to Mr. Carlos King, Kingdom Reign Entertainment, and to the cast. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. As you see that we are growing and expanding, if you've seen the little commercial I got at the beginning, we're expanding into music stuff, so get ready for that. If you would, please like this video. Also subscribe to my channel to stay locked into what's going on over here at LTV Productions, and you can leave your comments below. I won't say it was a roller coaster, but there were some things at the end that made me go, I will say that I'm liking this different pace for Malaysia. We get to see a different side of Malaysia, and I'll get into that in just a minute, but I really liked what I saw. All right, so we start off this episode with Tamika. She is planning food in the city. It's a giveaway for the less fortunate. She did give the proper name for it, and I forgot what it was. But they'll be feeding the hungry and also handing out toiletries and things of that nature. But it's called Food in the City. I don't know what was happening, but with Gosha, never mind. Let me back up before we get there. We kind of started off where we left off last episode, and it's just basically, Tamika, could you apologize for what you did say in your text, as far as how you said it, not so much what you said, especially when you don't give other people the opportunity to say what they wanted to say. And she said, yeah, I can apologize for that. Gosha says that she vibes off of what energy that the next person gives. And she was talking specifically about Tamika at this point. But I don't think so, Gosha, because you do start some stuff. And I understand. I really understand at the beginning of the series where you were kind of getting at Tamika. I get that, but at the same point, you've been kind of on this racetrack with her to just keep bumping heads with her, and it's not really called for, because I really thought that you were trying to go after her for the sake of Crystal. I haven't even seen a conversation between Crystal and Tamika since episode 2, so it's like, okay, like they moved on. So I don't know where all of this extra energy is coming from, but I don't think it's just about you vibing off everybody else's energy. You got to take accountability for some of your stankness and some of the stuff that you do on your own. I don't dislike you, but it's like, you just kind of make me go, okay. It looks like you have a low tolerance, but Tamika got a low tolerance. So are y'all more alike than you are as opposite as you may think that you are? I don't know. Princess, she's going to be giving a fashion show. She started it back when COVID season was. Fashion was kind of her, really saved her. Because she had lost a breast then at this point, and she put her focus on that, and she's been kind of just shooting off and branching off into that as of lately. She's going to have a fashion show with her fashion line. They're going to have models, women and men included. All right, so we get to Crystal. Crystal going to always be the one. It looked like she got to fight a headline in the blogs. To be honest, with most of these women, I don't know anything about them, so I'm kind of glad. I'm sure that there are a lot of more content creators that could give you more dish and all that. You know, I know people know Tamika from the Atlanta X's and all that. I've seen headlines of Tamika and all that. But as far as her personality and stuff like that, I can't judge that unless I wanted to judge the headlines. Like, I haven't seen her, out there like that. So I'm glad I get a fresh start. I know Malaysia off of Basketball Wives, but we're getting a different side of her. Are we up with that yet? No, we're going to go with Crystal. She's exercising, so she has her coach with her, and I think it's a woman. And then also Shad, he comes along. And there's something that's going on as far as the headlines is that she's possibly dating Safari. I hope not, Crystal, but that's your life. But she said, look, I don't have time to keep chasing down rumors, this and that, da 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 da. I'm single. I can mingle with whomever I want to. And guess what? I will never confirm anything with you. Period. What does she got to prove to anybody about anything? I wouldn't go to him. Not for real. They talk a little bit about Dr. Princess. She calls her Dr. Ruffles. I think it was the clothes or possibly the neck. I forgot what it was. She doesn't like to go to that place of almost getting ready to fight or fighting. She's had to do that most of her life. We find out that Crystal is a foster child. Her mom went to prison when she was a child, and she was in foster care, and basically she had to fight for her life. So that probably is why her and Gosha get along, even though her children feel a certain type of way towards her, Gosha, or am I saying it right? Gosha? But I don't know. But anyways, they get along, and that's cool. So that was cool to actually hear concerning that. She's going to be planning a divorce trip, and it's going to be somehow compiled to like something, you're releasing something or getting rid of something. And she's going to invite the ladies along. Malaysia's doing a photo shoot. She's using her sister La Tierra as one of her models. She created a wig line and I guess a beauty line of a Vanity World 10, and she started it off in COVID, and it's been doing well. She did not expect it to go off as it has thus far, but she's really glad that it is happening. So congratulations to her in regards to that. And we then get to see her boo. I said, only Carlos King is able to pull out of people's stuff that they said that they would never do. Because she said that she was not going to bring her man on camera. That's just for her. Yeah, so I was like, whoa, okay. Go ahead, Mr. Carlos King, getting Malaysia to tell her business like that. So we see Kenny, and we see a different side of Malaysia. I think for a while, she's had to play the alpha woman. She said that, from 9 years, she really had to take care of the household. And it's been somewhat difficult to let go and trust a man in this way. But she is, and she's feeling comfortable with this guy. So now we're seeing more of a soft side. I'm not going to say feminine side or anything of that nature, but I'm liking this side. Of course, I enjoyed basketball wives of Malaysia, but I do enjoy seeing this other side of her, because I think that you get stuck into these roles on some of these reality shows, which I think it is a misfortune, because you don't really get to know a person's personality, even though it's supposed to be reality, But she does let us know that her mom does have cancer. I think she's been going through chemotherapy as of late. So she's been kind of drained in regards to that. Kenny, they sit down, and at this point, Malaysia was kind of giving him an out, Look, if you don't want to be here, don't be here, because his intentions is to marry her. I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, you're going to get in trouble. I think he wasn't supposed to say that on camera, but whatever. Tell your truth, Kenny. So, what was I going to say? But she says, look, there's no more divorce in me. Because she actually did say that she did not want another divorce, or she didn't want to get married after her last relationship. And basically, I'm not getting a divorce. We're going to work this out, and I don't want to find out 5 years along the line that it's not going to work out, because it needs to work out, especially when I'm giving you a chance to say, hey. Of course, nobody knows the outcome, but at least if you're willing to work on your relationship, go with it. Do the best that you can. But congratulations, Malaysia and Kenny. Let's see what season that they actually get married in, though. Next, we go to Princess. She gets a call from an assistant. She says that Mrs. Dillard, I guess of Dillard's, they're having some type of a fashion show, and they want Princess's line to be a part of the fashion show. And that's a huge step and a huge deal. Mr. Banters, he comes in, or Dr. Banters comes in, and he congratulates her. I love his way of being a husband and cheering her on. She's cooking, and she prepares the meal and fixes his plate, all that good stuff. And they talk a little bit. She talks about how some of the women want her to be more aggressive, and she's not the type to go back and forth with anyone. I'm just more one of the more peacemakers and all that. And then Dr. Banter says, well, you could be more aggressive. And she was like, so I think she's taking his advice. And it's not so much like you have to stick it for yourself. If people see you in a certain way, they think that they could treat you a certain way. And spoke, I think, her type of love language, or her type of way of intellect. It was like, don't let anyone speak to you lower than your pay wage. I said, okay, that's a different way to look at it, or talk to you lower than your pay wage, something to that nature. So anyways, she takes the advice. Who was next? Malaysia and Kenny. They are going shopping, and they're going to spend money on themselves, and they're trying on different outfits. We're seeing Malaysia in this type of Jackie Kennedy Onassis outfit, like she had on back in the 60s and 70s, and I think they said Diane Carroll look. That was pretty cool. He seems to be really involved. The ex was not involved a lot, and it's quite a good change that she has been seeing. So, hey, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Malaysia thus far. I think the grand retail of everything was about $6,900 that they spent. I said, okay, good. Let's see what what happened. Next, it's Tamika's a giveaway or foundation thing. Everyone does show up. If for whatever reason Gaucher wants to make it known that I'm here, and I'm not, it's just in a way I'm here to support. I'm just getting a bad vibe from Gaucher. Just like, I just want her to chill out a little bit more. If you understand what I mean, it's just like, okay, good that you came to support and to do a philanthropy. So it's like, okay, good for you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. She gives the setup of everything that's going to be happening during the day, and that's about it. We go back to Malaysia again. She goes to speak with Dr. Princess. She gives a rundown on how Crystal was taking everything when Malaysia was at her place. Dr. Princess is like, look, we may have just gotten off to a bad start, and she may have just taken some things the wrong way, but I'm willing to meet and just to see if we can just start over again. And Malaysia said, good, we'll try that, blah, 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 blah. So then Malaysia wants to see if she could do this like wig show at her place, and she said yes. It would be really well. I guess she gets a lot of advice on should she do this and do that from Dr. Princess, and she takes her advice, and they're gonna have something for the wigs there. I think Malaysia started talking about the divorce thing that Crystal had going on. I'm not for sure, but anyways, there's something else that she knows, that Dr. Princess knows, that she wants to divorce, and it's the BBL. She used silicone, I think she said about 15 years ago or so. But at this point, she's wanting to get it out of her because she's having complications. 10 years ago or 15 years ago, whatever. Malaysia did react, I guess, in a way that she knows it wasn't supportive. And it kind of became all about her. She's been kind of frustrated because she's been dealing with her mom's chemo, and that's been terrifying her. And she also thought that would be like something that she knows that could be scary and all that. So Malaysia runs out of Dr. Princess's building, and then they hug and whatever. She talks to Kenny about it, and he ends up saying, you know, I think she ends up saying that what was coming out of her was fear. And Kenny said, well, that's not what she needed in that moment. It wasn't really support. She says, I know. Kenny says, I think that she knows that you'll be okay, or she'll be okay in this whole situation. I don't think that he really encouraged her to apologize or anything, but at least come at her at a different way next time. The very next thing is we go to Gaucher's breakfast thing, and it looks really good in there. It looks like she's there to run things, blah, 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 blah. Malaysia shows up, and she's telling her that she's invited Crystal here and also Dr. Princess just to see if they could get off on a better foot. Crystal shows up first, and Malaysia says what's up and what she's going to do. And then Dr. Princess comes. It's kind of still a little tense because but each person has their own version, so they're kind of telling it the way that they feel. I think Dr. Princess was a little bit more open to, look, this is not what I meant, but this is how it made you feel, and this was a trigger for you, because Crystal said what was her triggers and all that good stuff. So she did that. So they ended up apologizing, and they're going to start off on a better foot. But Crystal said in her confessional that basically, I got my good eye on you. I may have mixed up events because I think we have to go to Tamika's place, but Crystal's inviting everyone to the divorce thing and all that good stuff. Gaucher's going to contribute a time at a strip club, blah, 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 blah. So at some point, Princess says something, our princess, but it didn't really come out right. So then Gaucher was like, well, you could be slow on a couple of things. You can act kind of blonde to certain things. It's the way, I think, how Gaucher did say it. It did come off kind of like, I wouldn't have said it that way. So Princess bit back. And from there, Gaucher left. I'm trying to understand why she left. Especially when you told her to stick up for herself. And now you want to play victim. I'm like, Lord. It's like, again, I don't dislike Gaucher, but at this moment, she's really getting on my nerves. But y'all can tell me what you think in the comments. How do you feel? But this is all I do have. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel. Until the next one, peace.